The introduction of all these foreign currencies, to transact in for import/export, is the introduction of the international basket where, the dinar, will be paired and the new exchange rate will exist and grow. I'm excited because they're stopping the CBI auctions and replacing them with value for your currency to deal with other currencies that have their own value. Did non-oil revenues contribute to Iraq's budget? Quote, advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammed Saleh, confirmed today, Saturday, that non-oil revenues have witnessed a significant change in their contribution to budget resources, while he indicated that the government program seeks to raise them to 20%. The path to develop unending oil. Quote, the Development Road project is one of the most important strategic projects that will enhance Iraq's position as a commercial link to the East and the West, describing it as the oil that never ends. Iraq's got a huge amount of oil. Massive amount of non-oil revenues, tourism, agriculture, add it all in and it's going to be the oil that never ends. We did see rates pop up briefly again this weekend. Things are getting exciting. In Iraq we had $3.47 popping up on the Forex sites and some currency sites over the weekend, showing the IQD at $3.47. I wish I would have been sitting with a bank that was open and currency in hand when it popped. We were getting similar numbers from contractors that believe will be the rate for their contracts. It was exciting to see those rates popping up. I feel it's we are very close. Very close. Like very close, guys. I feel like once they stop the auctions everybody is going to be happy about it. I think it's going to be stopping on the 28th. 70% to 80% chance. Mr. Sami said with this auction stopping the value would have to be added to stop the chance of a collapse of the currency. Frank, that's brilliant simple words but so well said. Specific manicured words that defines it exactly, this is checkmate. There is no other move. I feel good about this week. My Iraqi contacts are telling me that this is the ideal time to do it now that their government is going on break. The second half of December was a very critical period to Iraq. Why? During the second half of December is when Iraq pauses and suspends their credit and lending practices which work off the value of the country's currency. If Iraq is going to change the value of their currency, they would need to pause and suspend credit and lending practices. That's why it's important. The dollar market is on one leg. A new mechanism, and the exchange rate is threatened. Quote, the Central Bank of Iraq is preparing to stop dealing with the electronic platform, for dollar transfers abroad, at a time when experts have warned against raising the exchange rate to a higher level in light of the news circulating about this. News has been raised about a move towards a new adjustment, the exchange rate, which has raised economists' concerns about the potential impact of this move on the economic process in general. Iraq has been working to delete the zeros on many occasions. When they finally do, it will bring value and the dinar may be stronger than the dollar like the indicators suggest, as does the project itself. The banks are no longer saying it's a scam. The banks are now looking at us and their eyes are popping wide open and they're saying, can we have your name and phone number please, and then they pass that information up and the next thing you know those wealth management people are calling and saying, hey listen, you know I want to talk to you, I want to set an appointment, you have any question etc. You could have 5 cents in your account and they're calling you because they know who you are. The contractors received their exchanges, Iraq has removed all the corruption, ISIS, and now they have digital banking in the banks taking the control of the money out of the hands of the CBI. The amendment for the rate changes was done last weekend, and the Iraqi people know the rate is changing and the banks in Iraq are operating with the basket of currencies for international business as we speak. I do have updates from different contractors and contractor groups. My personal friend over there says he will not give a rate as it would compromise the contracts. but I have heard from a couple others that the most common rate they are being told is $3.92 as they are redoing contracts. I do not know how accurate that is, but thought it was worth sharing. I did hear it from a number of sources, so it may be just circletell, but it does fit closely to what is expected. $3.92 would be awesome, but consider it a rumor for now. Mr. Sammy says the key will be to keep the inflation down once they stop the auctions, and then the notes will pop and the rate. But auctions closing will force things. Frank, closing the auctions makes them obligated to give you a new exchange rate with lower notes to match it. Firefly, Mr. Sammy also says that by December 31st we could see that. So that means it could be before that. Frank, regardless whether it be in 2 weeks or 2 months, it's happening. It's coming. We need to be ready. Sudani announced that non-oil revenues jumped 14% after being 7%. That's a big jump, everybody. What they're doing right now is they're making money, a lot of money. It looks like showtime is beginning. 100% increase of non-oil revenues is not a small thing, so it's big. Here again you see Iraq is doing what they said they're going to do. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, on Sunday, followed up on the progress of the ongoing work at Mosul International Airport, during his visit to Nineveh Governorate, which he arrived at this morning. According to a statement from the media office, the Prime Minister was briefed on the work related to the construction of the airport runway and its various halls, the current completion rate of which is more than 80%. He also listened to officials in the implementing company, and directed the removal of all obstacles hindering their current work, as the Prime Minister directed that the airport be opened on June 10, which coincides with the anniversary of the occupation of Mosul, to be a message of defiance in the face of terrorism. Mosul Airport is one of the most important airports at the governorate level after Baghdad and Basra airports. It was targeted by terrorism, and was systematically destroyed by 100%. The project faced many technical and administrative problems, which were overcome with direct support from the Prime Minister. The completion rate of the project, which is part of the regional development projects, did not exceed 30% last March, and work progressed during the past 8 months, reaching more than 80%, and all the conditions approved by the Civil Aviation Authority and the Air Navigation Company were implemented. Independent politician Wael al-Rikabi confirmed on Sunday that Iraq will not be negatively affected by the arrival of US President Donald Trump to power in the United States, pointing out that there is an Iraqi desire to arm from new sources other than the United States. Al-Rikabi said in an interview with Al-Maluma Agency, Iraq has nothing to worry about Trump coming to power in the White House or Biden staying, as it is committed to all international agreements and controls in a way that made it a pivotal state, and the visits that the country has witnessed recently are evidence of that, indicating that Iraq is the focus of attention of all countries for what it possesses of capabilities and energies, and the state of chaos cannot be returned to it, and it has not broken any official international agreement.